What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of TK's Brew. I'm your host, DJ Kino. We got a special guest in the building. Let's give it up for DJ Aaron Martinez, a.k.a. Reck Shop, in the building. Aaron in the building. Yeah. But what's up? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah,
I
last
appreciate
minute
it.
as fuck, but let's go.
It's all good. You needed somebody. I pulled up.
We in this bitch.
And we got it. And also, obviously, I'm super supportive of you doing the podcast thing. I think it's real cool that you have pushed forward with it and gotten to the point you are. So super supportive of that. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to try to do this. Me and him are pretty good friends, so we're going to laugh a lot and try not to just roast each other as much as possible, but we're going to get through this one.
We have a gig together tonight.
We do. Yeah. All right, so let's start. Well, I already know pretty much a lot about, you, your life, how you started, but for everybody else, who is Reck Shop? What got him started? What made you want to be a DJ? What do you think about DJing in Austin, and where do you see yourself going?
So I started in college. I feel like that's everyone's DJ story, especially like the community around us. A lot of people got started in college.
Been hearing that, yeah.
It was just like I was a leasing agent at the time, and then I was we were throwing pool parties. It was a all student community complex, and so we would throw events, and we did pool parties was one of them. We needed a DJ. At this point, I had just gotten this little DJ controller because I guess like the way it formulated was to make side money. I've always been up to date with music from high school and on. Like even in high school, I was like one of the first people with like an MP3 CD player. Mm-hmm. So like people were bringing cases of CDs, and I have like a CD case and just my player because there's like 400 songs on 2 CDs. So like I've always been into music and like getting music quickly and things like that. And then in college, I would just sell CDs of like current music to make some money. And this just went on, and then that led to like, oh man, you know a lot of music. And then that led to you should DJ. Yeah. And so got a little controller. The apartment complex let me DJ. I had like a little speaker set up and everything. Like I'd already bought, like at the time it was only like $300, but that's what I spent to like get going, speakers and everything. Yeah. So it worked out, and we did the pool party. Didn't know how to DJ. I was pretty much just like a song selector, right? You're just like playing shit that that's hot, but you don't like.
I feel like that's how everyone starts.
Yeah. You're just there. You're literally pressing play, and then you're trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. It's a train wreck transition, but of course, the people you're playing to are 18, 19-year-olds.
I think everyone can attest that every DJ in the beginning was aux guy.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, I feel like if you don't got a good aux game, you shouldn't get into the DJ game.
Nah, if you're not the dude on the party bus and everyone's like, "Hey, give him the what's the Bluetooth?" Like,
you got to be the aux guy. I think if you're gonna throw yourself into the DJ fire,
you're in the carpool. Being the
aux guy will give you some of that that confidence to be like, I could DJ. You know, for
easy.
Sure. Yeah, for
same
sure.
thing.
And so since I was the aux guy, I think that led into just music knowledge and then into DJing. And so, and then it was pool parties, and then it was fraternity parties, and then it was fraternity socials at bars, and then it was bars getting hired, and then that's when I moved to Austin.
Okay, tell us about your experience coming into Austin, like going from 6th Street all the way up to Greenlight and going to Dallas, Houston, and then all over damn near the country at this point.
Yeah. It's been cool to like start. So when I first got started in Austin, I covered for DJ. Shout out DJ Ken. Shout out DJ Lil J. They're the guys that put me onto the city first. Mm-hmm. Like DJ Lil J like taught me how to mix correctly like 2 hours before my first set on 6th Street.
That's crazy.
So he like those two were there from like the very beginning. And in Austin, Ken gave me some of his like his overflow fraternity parties that either he didn't want to do or whatever. And so I was a perfect fit because I was already doing that anyways in Waco. So he's like, perfect. You're a perfect fit for this. Came from Waco to Austin, saw how different it was. It was just like just a bigger, right? I mean, and then I just turned 21. 6th Street was crazy at that time. 6th Street was different. They had bands early on to start the nights. DJs came on later, like 11. So it was a different atmosphere. The clientele was different. It was very college and tourist based. So it was just a different atmosphere.
It was safer.
Sure. I mean, shit happens in every like party district, right? I mean, yeah, true, yeah. It's still a party district, but no, yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's as much craziness going on as there is.
It's not really college based anymore. 6. They're still there, but they've definitely transferred to like West and Rainy.
Yeah, you'll definitely see more of the college kids on West and Rainy. But that's just because all the trouble down there. It's It's been. Didn't UT say that they couldn't go to 6th Street anymore? That's.
I didn't even know that. I mean, I'm not surprised.
They released some statement saying that like fraternity guys or something like can't go to 6th Street if they're seen on 6th Street.
That's crazy.
There's some form of penalty. I don't know what it is.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, it makes sense because like Rainey's definitely just like a lot more frats now, and it's especially like at West, they're all going to like Buford's and
yeah. See, the Buford's and like the Ranch. Yeah. They're so big that they can control. Yeah, the fraternity population within 2 clubs.
You know what I mean? Put the whole damn school in that fucking giant ass venue.
Both of them are massive, and they're right next door to each other. Yeah, so it's like
and owned by the same people.
Yeah, Bob Woody and them. So yeah, and so but no, that was kind of the path. 6th Street for a while, right? And then as I got more established into 6th Street, then I just, kept looking for opportunities, right? Wanting to play better places, wanting to play different places, wanting to, play to different crowds, just learn different music. And as I learned more music, I felt confident in trying to get into different spots, right? Yeah. So and then that just led me into like walking up and be like, hey, do you guys need some DJs? Have you, and just kind of play. And I've done that the whole way from different gigs. I mean, I'm still doing that today. I sent out 3 different emails to 3 different clubs across the country. Mm-hmm. That's essentially the same thing. You're just shot in the dark. Hopefully they like what they see or enjoy the mix and want to put me on, So it's the same concept from where you are from anywhere. It just looks differently.
Yeah. And what you've been playing a lot more like, cause like what is the different and dynamic from when you started playing to what you play now?
It's changed completely. I mean, it's day and night. When I first started, it was a lot of hip hop. It was just, I don't know. It was just like, the 21-year-old dude that was tapped into the hip hop scene and, I was playing the hot shit. And so that was where I started. And then my love of open format, because I genuinely know a lot of music and enjoy, I grew up on 90s alternative rock, and I grew up on, like rock was a big thing for me growing up because I skated. I was a skater in high school and stuff. So I did all the like alternative rock stuff, but that paired with hip hop, which skateboarding was as well. I just had and then being a Texan, you're exposed to country. Being Hispanic, I have Spanish and Latin, even though I don't play a lot of that.
Oh, you're the Latin king.
No, just saying. But but I'm exposed to it, right? And like I understand the artist and understand, the groove to it, whatever. Just from growing up in like that kind of era, I was exposed to a lot of different kinds. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of where I've just picked up. And then as I started DJing and realized that I can implement some of these songs and some of these things from my history into a set. And that's when I fully understood what open format DJing was. Okay. And I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This makes more sense to me going through like a 4-hour set. This is the way I'd rather see it flow as opposed to like just playing one genre the whole night, right? Okay. So that's where it went from hip hop to open format. From open format, then that moved into higher energy, bigger rooms and stuff, and then that led to EDM.
There is something I want to ask, and it just came to my mind right now. It's a good little debate because I know we kind of do think differently on it. So we've talked about it before in the past about staying in your own lane for music. Mm-hmm. Now, what's your opinion on that?
I think, okay, so the reason I say what I say, and I say you should stay in your own lane in music, is because you're more likely to accomplish something further if you're focused on one direct thing. I agree. If you have a bunch of, what is that saying that you could be the master of one or the jack of all or something like that? It's like you could be good at everything or great at one thing. Yeah. It's like I strongly believe that. So like I believe if you put more focus and more time into one direction, you'll probably get more out of that direction. Whether that's your knowledge, whether that's your experience, your opportunities. If you're playing in the same realm, you're around the same people, your name just gets mixed up in the same opportunities. So that to me is where I think that if there's a DJ that has a goal for a certain thing and they want to go for that certain thing, then I think getting specific is the best way for that.
I agree.
So, but I'm not saying like you have to have different bags. You have to be able to dip into multiple things, especially as like, technically, we're open format bar DJs, right? Like, so having those gears that you can kind of shift to, whether you're going down to R&B or,
So what's a guilty pleasure bag that you don't play all the time, but you secretly like?
Oh, I mean, it's gotta be.
What is it?
90s and 2000s R&B. I mean,
okay,
dude,
okay.
Just the vibe of it. The vibe of it. And the fact that like I was a little kid when that shit was hot. Yeah. So like it reminds me of like man, being on the phone with your girl, like bro, like you're talking like you're on the phone with your girl, like, yo, girl, this song's for you, and you let her listen to it on like over the phone. You're playing it in your room and shit. Like
got a
like
Shanti
that, like,
in the background.
Yeah, bro.
Like, what's up, girl?
It's like the first time you fell in love again. So like it just reminisces to like that time for me, you know, where it was like so, oh my god, this is it. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit.
Wait, so like, what did your mom? Because I know your single mom, all that raised you. What did she like listen to growing up? Like, what was in the house?
Not a lot, bro. My house is quiet.
Really? Your mom didn't listen to music like that?
Not like that. She watched TV. My mom worked, came home, ate some food, sat down, watched some TV, and went to sleep.
Really?
Like that was the schedule.
That's crazy.
That's just how it was, you know, because when she got home, she had to do laundry, she had to cook. I mean, I didn't do any of that shit. I was, you know, so
yeah.
So, you know, by the time, and then my mom, you know, was overweight most of her life, you know. Mm-hmm. So you imagine working all day, not being healthy, and then having to go home and do chores and stuff. I mean, we do that now, and we're exhausted by doing a day's worth of, you know, by the time you clean your apartment and do your laundry, you're exhausted.
You're like, damn, I still got to work on music.
There's a ton of things you still got to do. Work out. I mean, like,
my fucking dog looks at me like, are you going to walk me, my guy?
I need to go out sometime today.
Can I take a shit? And I'm just like, bro, why you doing me like this?
I need 2 seconds to sit down, my G.
I'm all like, hey, look, dog, it's a free pass. Go shit in the restroom. Like, I don't give a fuck. Go do it on the floor. Pick it up later.
Sorry.
It's so bad, but I've literally like looked at him. I'm like, come on, bro, please. But I feel bad. You're a good dog. No, like in my household, it's interesting because like I didn't grow up with any like R&B, hip hop. Latin actually was Tejano music from my grandparents. But my mom and dad listened to like that corny, no offense to them, corny ass soft rock, like
the 80s type soft rock, like the Bon Jovi type. Yeah, shit.
Kind of like, but like I'm talking like the 90s, like early 2000s, Maroon 5, Matchbox 20. No offense, I'm not shitting on my parents. The Calling. Do you know who The Calling is? You probably don't even know who The Calling is. That's that like I got broken up with 4 times type shit, yo. And my mom had this same exact like CD that she played on repeat from like first grade up until fucking 5th or 6th grade or some shit. And always play the same damn CD. It had like Mambo Number 5 on it. You know, your fucking favorite song.
Banger.
You know, and just like all this corny ass shit, but I like grew up with it. I'm just like, oh my god.
Like you grew up with like all the Now CDs.
Yeah, that's probably, you know,
you're the Now kid.
I think I just realized why I fucking hate pop music.
You're the Now kid.
This is why I hate top 40.
You're Now every year.
Yeah, exactly. But I actually have I have a cousin who is he actually was super into hip hop. His parents they let him kind of like listen to more of that stuff. I couldn't listen to it because my mom and dad would get pissed at me. Oh, because it's all explicit and everything. They're like, you can't listen to that. You need to listen to opera. Like, come on, dog. My parents were straight, so I get introduced for like 50 Cent, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Tupac, Biggie, all these like crazy rappers, and my cousins all teaching me this when like YouTube was at the beginnings, and I'm looking at these videos and I'm like, yo, I love this shit.
Hooked.
And then my boy, it's funny because like my cousin's African American. And my friend is African American, who his name is Josh too. I'd go to his crib all the time, and he would be showing me Daddy Yankee because he just like loves Spanish shit. On Spanish all 3 years, and he was the one who taught me about reggaeton. My African American, he's 0% Hispanic at all. Go to his crib, he's teaching me Daddy Yankee, showing me videos, Oye mi canto, all that shit.
If he could see you now.
I know, right? I gotta give him a shout out. Like honestly, he's in the military. He's in Korea right now.
He deserves a shout out.
He does because
your Latin game is strong. Your Latin game is strong. So you're well aware of what's going on in that.
I mean, I'm playing at Rosamami tomorrow.
Yes, you are. I saw that.
And I wasn't expecting it because I mean I do love it, but it wasn't like my first choice in music. Yeah. And yours was yours hip hop
for sure.
It wasn't. Sure. You know, I always figured you would do an emo night.
Why am I sad?
I mean, no, you're not sad boy sometimes, but
I do know that shit though.
Yeah,
I do for sure.
Well, because you're a skater.
Yeah. That was that era though. But when you're also a skater and you're listening to that kind of music, it's a sad time. Like I mean, I'm not looking to fucking
ripped up jeans
go back to that. You know what I mean?
He's all playing the emo night. He's all sad and crying. Traumatized.
Tuesday night crying in front of three people. You know what I mean? Like, fuck is this? Yeah, that's not a goal of mine. You know what I mean?
That's funny though.
So if that, but going back to what you're saying, like my mom, like we didn't. I mean, her family and my family listened to the Hana music when we got together. Mm-hmm. Her favorite music was disco.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was pretty much the two things whenever we were in the car we listened to were those two things. Mm-hmm. And then, but again, I was alone a lot. Like during growing up, like I would from junior high, I walked home and I was home and I was home alone until she got home for like 2.5 hours. Right. And then that happened from 6th grade and then even when I got my car, you know, my sophomore year in high school, I would go back and forth to school. Yeah. And come home and so like I would always do my own thing always like from like as soon as you get home you make your own food and then I went to my room and played games or downloaded music. Like I was always on the computer.
Same.
Yeah, and I was always downloading music. So like that's what I did in my room. So I was always exposed to the music and like I got to watch all the TV in the world. So I was on 106 in Park and TRL and like I lived like I was one of the kids in front of the thing just watching Spring Break 99 go on you know what I mean at 10 years old or whatever what the fuck it was. So I was just very exposed to that and so that just led into like just knowing that much music.
That's crazy. I remember we talked about it yesterday when we went to the hangout with Shy and Melodies. We were working on some music and we were talking because that brought me back because like I kind of had the same. I mean, I wasn't walking. Well, actually, sometimes I'd walk home, but like from middle school on to high school, I would always get home from the bus, and like my brother was still in elementary school, going to daycare. My mom was a teacher. My dad was, working in his office. So I was always home like 4 hours, sometimes by myself, just chilling in the crib. So I was always just bagging on Fuse. This thing called Fuse. It was always I think it was like the top 10 of the weekly music videos. It
was on like VH1?
No, it's called Fuse. It was the channel.
Fuse TV?
Fuse TV,
okay.
Yeah.
I remember Fuse. I don't know. I guess I remember it from
it was like right. Yeah, it was like right after MTV, but it had like the top like 100 Billboard fucking whatever music videos. And I remember seeing like Akon's like Locked Up, Don't Matter, Sean Kingston's Beautiful Girls, like all these old, like crazy ass fucking like times. Like I remember seeing Soulja Boy, like the music videos and all that. I'm like, God damn, 106 in Park 2, watching that. I was just nonstop watching music videos. Yeah. Because that was the era.
Same, yeah.
It's crazy. And that's a good topic because like, what do you think DJs now? Like, you think everyone's just gonna like go to fucking EDM and kind of like going like to sticks and not really going off like music videos anymore? Like, what do you think is going to be inspiring these kids?
I definitely think like the USB stick DJing is here.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of what people see and also what people get into. It's like the guys that are learning, when I was learning how to DJ, the formula was computer, Serato, whatever, right? Well, the formula is not like that anymore. The formula has changed. So why would these up and coming new DJs go back and learn an old format?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you learn what's current. You learn what people are doing now. I have a certain opinion about it because I think it does limit you because the computer just allows you to do so much. And that's what Serato was such an amazing breakthrough for the DJ world, is it just allowed you to do so much. Yeah. Now, do I think you're capable of that on sticks? Absolutely. Yeah. Am I capable of that on sticks? No.
Yeah.
So it's, so I just, as I'm learning sticks, or learning to try to get that way. I don't know why I went off the subject. I think actually the question was,
it was part of it. Yeah, it was part of it.
But essentially, like, what do I think about them doing it? I think that's like just the way it should go. Because again, that's the era we're in. Like, why would you go back and learn an older format? Yeah. Especially when like the world of DJing has gotten so much bigger now. I mean, DJs are ticket sellers now.
Well, the question was more like what isn't going to inspire these kids?
What isn't gonna?
So like for us, like you and me, because like we grew up watching music videos, listening to all these videos, and it was EDM too, like Tiesto, all these Skrillex, all these had these music videos, and it was still like, a time frame. But sooner or later, like music videos are kind of dead now.
Oh, I think people now that get into DJing or like whatever, I think now they're looking for more of like, because remember, we live in a social media world now.
That's what I'm thinking.
They're looking for the look. They want the CO2 picture with their hands up.
Yup.
You know what I mean? Like everybody wants that now. Which I mean, why wouldn't you? It's an amazing feeling when you drop a banger and the CO2 goes off and the whole room is shaking. You're like, this shit is crazy. Like that's an experience that I wish for everyone gets to experience.
Yeah.
But it also takes a lot to get there.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you got to hone your craft and like start, and then getting more professional also will put you in those positions.
Yeah.
And so I think that's just like, but I think that's one of the main characteristics. It's like when they see the energy of like a festival, like everyone now goes to festivals, kids go to festivals.
Yeah.
And then they get inspired by that.
Or they see it on TikToks. Like, I feel like the TikToks are the new music videos, like the new inspiration.
And I don't want to say like everyone's getting into it now for like, you know, just like clout or like whatever. I definitely think there's like, again, like people are chasing that feeling or like that sense of purpose as well. Like, like especially in the social media era where everything looks great on social media, right? Like, so everyone's looking for something to look cool about. And I think that like just drives kids to want to be part of something. Yeah. And now that DJing is such a mainstream, I think DJing is an option for a lot of people, especially people that love music.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, there's like a new DJ like every couple seconds now.
There's a lot, but also, you know, I feel like DJs also don't last as long. It's like, you know, you talk to the guys from like say the era right before me, right? Started young and still going today. Yeah. Like these guys are DJs. Like this is what they do. And so I think that's kind of cool to, I think it's cool to see it develop. I mean, I'm not saying that I think it's cool that people get into it and get out of it quicker than they used to, but you know, I don't think DJing should be like private to people. I think people should be able to jump on a board and see if they enjoy it. You know what I mean? I mean, at one point that's what I did and I enjoyed it, you know, and I'm glad I'm here now. Yeah,
we do. A lot of people like, what the hell is my dog doing? Yo, y'all know, y'all, we're still recording. My dog's crazy, and y'all have seen him in these videos, and he pisses me off throughout half of these things. But if I lock him up, he's gonna start crying. So I kind of stuck here. So just ignore that. All right, cool.
I didn't even hear it.
I can hear it.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing these. I hear every like little thing with these podcasts now. Yeah. I'm just like, ah. And then my brother bitches me out about it. Okay. But what are we talking about? Music?
Oh, no. Just like what we think about why did DJs get into it now or what inspires this generation, right? Yeah. And so, yeah, I think just, you know, a part of it is clout and part of it is it's just mainstream now. DJing is so mainstream.
It is. I mean, everywhere you look. And I think about like, cause I mean, like obviously, like I was around during Vine and stuff, but I also wonder, like, was DJing that big back then?
No, DJing gets bigger and bigger every year.
That's what's crazy. Like, I think during Vine, I mean, Vine and TikTok are damn near the same thing. It's just TikTok's a little longer, but it's just like everywhere you look, it's just something like people, random motherfuckers are posting just like DJs, musics, festivals, people doing scratches and shit. I'll have people send me videos all the time. Just because I'm a DJ, and I'm just like, that's cool. But it's like, it's funny because it's the same video that 5 people already sent me, and after a while, I'm just like, ha. Like, I'm just saying like an LOL. Like, I don't know like I saw this 5 months ago.
Yeah, but they don't. Yeah. But, you know,
they don't know that. They don't know that. But it's just like, it's crazy because it's just everywhere now.
What's good about that? I think that I've learned over the years that it's cool that people like see something like that they don't resonate with, but they think of you. Yeah. So that's almost like because I get what you're saying, and I get it. Like, you know, you get your phone blown up by the same text message, it can almost get annoying. But you almost have to be like damn, like these people think of me as the DJ, like something you've always wanted.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Like you've always wanted to be the DJ, and now you are. Like now, like you've been able to accomplish that, and people look at you as like you're their DJ source.
You kind of forget about that sometimes.
You do. You definitely lose that along the way, and it's like damn, that's kind of cool that like. Really, people see all this cool DJ shit online, and they think of you as like their source of a DJ.
They're like, this guy's like you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And or if they see that something cool, they send it to you. They reference you with that cool thing. Yeah. And so that's like to me. Once I like kind of registered that, I was like, damn, that's kind of cool that people will just think of me in that way. You know, and of course that's what you've worked for forever. So when it works out.
Yeah, it's nice when you actually get it. And I'll tell you, so I want to kind of talk about our beginnings.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, I've said it. I think I said it on someone's podcast, but I met this dude through the Instagram verse. I saw him and I was like, oh, who's this Reck Shop guy? Oh, wow, this dude looks like, okay, he looks like he's the big shit of Austin right here. God damn. So like, nah, but so I was
because there's 3 professional pictures on the Instagram.
Yeah,
just because the clarity of the picture.
It's like, God damn, they
automatically gives me
used
credibility.
A real camera.
Used a real camera.
They had flash.
This guy must be in it.
Wow, he paid for this. He's rich.
He's probably playing in Vegas next week.
God damn, who's this guy?
It's exactly
literally. Nah, so I was door guy, and then I looked at it, and I looked at he was walking by, and I was like, is that him? I was like, hey, are you Reck Shop? And he was like, yeah, who the fuck are you? Yo, imagine
they say that to you.
Just straight up, just like,
be like,
I'm Reck Shop. Who the fuck are you, bro? What do you want?
fuck do you care?
Nah, but then we ended up talking about, because so one thing we have in common is we actually like to ride bikes. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the first things we talked about. We went on a few bike rides, and then a massive storm of just like, you need to get your shit together. And yeah, he's helped me out a lot. Definitely.
It was cool because I was doing this little Sunday spot across the street from where you were on 6th Street, and you came over. I was like, yeah, well, we sat there and we chatted up for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I was on the way over, and I was like, man, when you're done, pull up on us.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, sure. And you came over. That's when you met Marco. Marco was there.
Yeah.
And then the 3 of us, we sat there and we just laughed it up. Like you pulled up one day, and then me and Marco sitting there bullshitting, and then you pull up as if you'd been our boy for the last 6 months. And we sat there and we laughed and we drank and we just talked shit for a while, and then you never left. Like you were you were with us from that point on. And then everything we did outside of that, when we got together with music or we got in group checks, you were just kind of in our.
I still remember
in our little circle.
A lot of times you were like, where the fuck did this guy come?
It just came out of nowhere, bro. Just stopped me on the street and then in our lives.
I was a fucking random ass. Like during that time, like I'm telling you, I was a door guy because I wanted the gig at Buckwild. Like,
so what was the deal with that? They said you had to be a door guy to get the gig.
No, I just did it because it was publicity. It was my way. It was my way in because I didn't know a soul in this city. So in my head, I was like, let me be a door guy, grind my ass off, obviously get to know the staff, and then tell them, look, I'm a DJ in San Marcos, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, so you didn't even tell them you were a DJ?
Not at first.
Really?
I did it I literally was a door guy for the gig.
Wow.
That's how committed I was to this DJing in Austin shit. That's how I got in. And then I was like, I'm going to do this because this gets me out here on 6 every day to go say hi to people.
Okay, so here's the question.
And make money.
And because I already know you a little bit, and you've already told your story on the podcast.
Yeah.
That you were already in San Marcos.
Mm-hmm.
Consistently. I mean, this isn't like new to you.
Yeah, yeah.
And so to come over here and consider being a door guy, was there just like a lack of like confidence in like coming to Austin and being a DJ? Or was it literally just like more of like, I don't know anybody? Because if that was the case, how come you just didn't ask? Like, hey, you guys need DJs?
It was both. Because like, I mean, like when you go in from San Marcos and you live in San Marcos so long, I lived there for 6 years. So I see San Marcos DJs as like the goats.
6 years.
Yeah, college was fun. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, so like, yeah, 6 years. And I was like, yeah, I thought I saw San Marcos DJ. I thought anyone who DJ'd, just didn't matter where the fuck you were. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like you're DJing, like it don't matter where. I'm like, yo, good for you. Cause I grinded. I mean, I literally did weddings and I found a job on Craigslist because I wanted to just be a fucking DJ.
But you didn't know like what kind of DJs or anything.
Nah, I didn't know nothing.
I mean, I didn't either. So.
I learned from, and that's why like Austin was just like, I saw San Marcos as goats. I saw fucking Austin as like almost like gods.
Really?
Like no bullshit. I thought 6th Street DJ. I was like, how the fuck, bro? You're on 6th Street?
I mean, don't get me wrong. When I came down here, and I was DJing these, and this is after the pool parties, after the fraternity parties, and this is when the bars already hired me in Waco. Yeah. And I'm working for the bars at this point. I go down to 6th Street, and I hear DJ Ken mix. Yeah. And I'm like,
yo, I ain't shit. Yo, like for real.
What's going on?
Yeah.
I was like, how? Like, how'd you
do that shit,
bro? It was just beyond me. And then that's whenever I was like, I have to be here because I'm not gonna because I've already been doing what I'm doing for a year, and I've only advanced this much.
Same. When I was in San Marcos, I wasn't doing anything crazy or special. It was just, and everyone hypes you up because you're in a small town.
Okay, but you didn't go to them and be like, "Hey, I'm a DJ."
The only person I think I did that to was Manny Mo. I'm trying to remember.
But I'm just trying to figure out like that was just because of your perception of Sixth Street. Your perception of Sixth Street
was just crazy. I mean, even seeing like Manny like makes, I was like, damn.
Don't get me wrong. Austin DJs, yeah. When from San Marcos to Austin, there's a jump for sure.
It's just intimidating. And honestly, I just didn't think I was gonna get a gig. I think it was just lack of self-confidence. I mean, you knew me back then. I was definitely I didn't have a lot of confidence as a DJ. I also needed a lot of work, which I admit, and I've done my work. Definitely, and Absolutely. I've grown a lot from it. And now I'm confident. I go anywhere. What's up? But it definitely when I was in Austin, like, so I wanted that job at Buck Wild because honestly, Chow DJ'd at Buck Wild, and Chow's one of those dudes that, I mean, still a great DJ. He's the homie. Like, and I definitely consider him a GOAT DJ. I fuck with Chow. But like, I saw him play there. I was like, yo, like that's a good spot. Like I want to play there. They got a bull. I didn't know shit. And actually, Misko's one of the people I met at Buck Wild. Heard him do this crazy ass rock star like fucking mix that I still remember to this day. And I was just like, yo, what the fuck was that? And like, that same shit. I was like, damn, yo, all these people out here are crazy. Like San Marcos is not like, there's not a lot of good. No offense to San Marcos, but it's just what it is. There's not a lot of talent in a small town.
Well, I think
not a lot of growth.
Well, I think also it's a starting point.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a starting point over there. You know, so you're limited to what your knowledge is, right?
Yeah.
So until you put yourself in a bigger environment or around people that know more, you're only going to know so much. Mm-hmm. And that's what San Marcos is. I think San Marcos though is a great opportunity to learn how to be in front of people.
It is, and talk on the mic.
Yeah. I agree. So there's definitely. I definitely see like the San Marcos kids that come out. They're way more comfortable. Yeah. Than like, I don't know. I guess I was fine, but also when I started on Sixth Street, I started Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I had no weekend gigs.
Yeah, I think my first one was a Friday night.
Yeah,
at Buck Wild.
Yeah, I didn't have weekend gigs for like the first 3.5 months. Like I was just a weekday DJ. Like that was it.
But also like another thing that intimidated too is like I was DJing at Cheers and I got burnt from Cheers.
Because you were there a lot?
No, they just didn't like me playing.
Oh.
They let me go. They let me go from Cheers. They let me go from Moonlight. They let me go from like, not talking shit about these places. They're great places, and I don't blame them. I wasn't good. I mean, that's when you realize you're like, okay, there's something going on. I wanted to quit, like for real.
Wild.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy to think about it. Like I remember, like I got and it has nothing to do with him. Like but I got the booking guy from Cheers. I'm not gonna name him, but messaged me and he's like, hey, we gotta let you go. Like it just isn't gonna work out. And then I was like, fuck. So I had no gigs. Yeah. I went from like, yo, I'm on 6th Street. Like I made it. I'm in Austin. Cool. To nothing. Yeah. And I'm like, well, fuck, I have 0 gigs now. So I literally looked at my board. I was like, damn, I told my roommate, I was like, man, I think I'm going to quit. And then I don't know what happened. I think that's when I did the door guying shit. And when Judah, my homie, opened up the porch in San Marcos, giving me an opportunity, literally from just something we just opened on ourselves. We just brought that bitch to the top in that town, just started it. You know, it was an old people bar and we tripled the sales.
Yeah.
Just because we wanted to make it a party in a little club.
Yeah, make it relevant.
Yeah, and it did. And that little thing got me the notice, those videos and shit of me posting on Instagram from the porch to me door guying there and then me picking up gigs at the Mark just because I texted dude like crazy, like, yo, hey, let me on. And he's like, oh, okay. And I never got a gig. I was a sub guy at the Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. It was the sub guy. He's like, oh, this guy's sick. Oh, this guy don't want to do it. Oh, he's scared of COVID. I was like, I'm good. Fuck. Give me sick. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was ready. And then, that's how we got here.
Man, that's I've had one time in my career that I wanted to quit.
Oh, really?
Legitimately. And it was shortly after I had gotten my first weekend residency. Mm-hmm. And it was at this spot on 6th Street. And it was my first weekend residency. And I mean, the guy's not there anymore. The club still is, but it's not important where it was or who it was. But it was tough because this guy, the whole situation started was I was at one spot one owner told another owner, he's like, hey, I got this new kid. I think we're going to move him over to the weekends. Right.
Yeah.
And so then he told that owner that owner came over before him and offered me weekends.
Yeah.
And pretty much stole me from him. Because I heard about the story from the other owner because I was working for both.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I found out. And so he offered me the gig, calls me over on a Thursday. It's like 2 p.m. They're doing like liquor orders and stuff. And he's like, hey, this is what I'm offering you. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, these are the pay. Mm-hmm. Do you want it yes or no right now? And of course, I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, obviously I'll take it. Mm-hmm. And then next he gets on the phone. He goes, okay, cool. I'm going to fire a guy of 5 years for you.
God damn.
And I was like,
why would you say that to me?
Okay. Okay. This just shows, again, the kind of character that this person was.
Yeah.
And so he like tells me this out the gate. And dude, I'm 21 years old, 3 months into Austin, 4 months into Austin. I don't even know. Like, I don't know shit. You know what I mean? I don't know shit. I don't know anybody. Like, I don't know how the system works. I don't know this DJ, like nothing. Right. And so he does this to me and then I felt super awkward about it. And I was just like, damn, all right. I don't know. Like, I mean, it felt good and exciting, but also felt wrong. Like in the same sense. So I was like, this is weird.
Why did he tell you that?
I have no clue. And he made me wait there as he called him.
That's kind of,
dude. It was,
that man's got some mental issues.
It gets worse. So then I start and we're playing. A couple months goes by. I'm trying to get a feel for it. And in those couple months, I'm working with a bar staff that's very veteran. Mm-hmm. They do not like me. They do not like a young guy. I'm playing different music, playing current shit. I'm playing new shit, playing for the younger crowd. These guys are 10 years older than me.
Oh shit!
So it's like, there was a disconnect there. So those guys were able to talk down to me.
Oh damn!
And then it was allowed by the owner because he would also talk down to me, and he would drink so much that he would be like, that he would tell me like, yo, you're the worst DJ on 6th Street. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, you're fired. He'd fire me on Friday night. He'd be so blacked out. He would forget he fired me, hit me up on Saturday and be like, hey, can you give me a ride to work?
What the fuck?
And I'm like, bro, you fired me last night. He'd be like, oh, stop being a little, pussy or whatever. Stop being a little bitch. And like, come on, come scoop me. And this went on for a year and a half, 2 years.
It's like an abusive relationship.
Dude, it was bad. But again, it was the weekday gig that I had didn't pay enough for me to live. Mm-hmm. So the weekend gig was all I had, and I had no other offers and no other leads. So, I mean, I just stuck it out. It was shitty.
Thank you guys for tuning in. The rest of the podcast will be on Spotify, Apple Music, and wherever you guys get your podcast from. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep tuning in. We'll have episodes out every Monday and Wednesday. Thank you guys.